the best thing to say about meditation is what Pujya Swamiji says, which is, he has a beautiful line. He says, meditation is the best medication for all agitations. What's important about meditation is it's not a doing. We are so used in the West to being trained and taught how to do something the right way. This is the right way to do long division. This is the right way to build a fence. This is the right way to do trikonasana. Wherever we look, whatever path we're in, this is the right way to look. This is the right way to dress. This is the right way to speak. This is the right school your children should go to. There's a right way and a wrong way for almost everything. And what's important about meditation is there's no wrong way. The only wrong way is not to do it. It's like saying, what's the right way to love? Well, the only wrong way is not to love. You could examine 100 different people's beautifully successful marriages and get 100 different answers of what love means to them. Meditation is an undoing. It's a letting go of that which is not self, which is not us, and a reconnection with that which is us. I gave the example the other night, I don't know if you were here, about getting into a bath. At the end of the day, when we've come home from work, we have to wear our clothes out in the world. We play a role. We have masks, we have facades, we have all sorts of roles we play. They come with clothes. We come home and we get into a hot bath. Well, what's the first thing we have to do? Get undressed. You're not going to find yourself relaxing in the bath if you go in your suit and tie and top hat. The bath is only able to relax you if you're able to take everything off first. And once you've taken everything off, you don't need a lesson plan of how that bath is going to relax you. Right? I mean, you don't have to learn how to relax in the bath. All you have to be sure to do is get undressed first. And the bath takes care of the rest. And it's the same way with meditation. The only wrong way to do meditation is to carry into it all of that which is not self, all of the ways we identify of ourselves, all of the roles of who we think we are, the masks that we wear, these identities that we've adopted in our lives. And what meditation does is enable us, through a whole variety of different techniques, different practices, to say, I'm not this, I'm not that, let this go, let that go. And slowly, slowly, slowly to sink into who we are. The last point to mention about this is just a very sweet story that I love about it, because there's so much talk these days about this technique or that technique, and it's right or it's wrong. And so the story that I always share is, there's these 3 men and they're stranded on an island. And they're very worried, of course, as anyone would be if they were stranded on an island. And they pray and pray and pray for someone to rescue them. And they wake up one morning and there's a canoe on the shore. And so they're ecstatic, and they get in the canoe and they row the canoe back to the mainland, and they've been rescued, they're saved. And a few weeks later, someone sees them walking through the village, and they're carrying the canoe on their heads. And the person says, why are you carrying the canoe on your head in the village? And they say, oh, this canoe, God, it saved our life. We were stranded on the island, and the canoe got us across the water. And the person says, well, that's really great, but why are you carrying the canoe on your head? Oh, because we're so indebted to this canoe and it got us across. And what they don't realize is the canoe served a purpose. It was crucial. It saved you. But now that you're here, holding on to the canoe is actually an impediment. You can't do much when both of your hands are up in the air having to hold this heavy thing on your head. And in the same way, the practice that works for one isn't necessarily going to be what works for someone else. What gets me across isn't necessarily going to be what gets you across. And the truth is, it doesn't matter. They could have woken up to find a pair of jet skis or a raft or a yacht. It doesn't matter. What mattered was it was something that could get them across. And that's what the techniques in meditation do, is they get us out of what we identify as, out of these limitations, out of that which is not self, to the place of awareness of being, of what is self. But once you're there, there's no need for the mind to keep going, oh, but wait, I forgot the technique. No, you're there. So what I would say is, use whatever works. If it doesn't work, if it's not getting you there, try something else. But realize that it's just about a letting go back to the truth self. It literally should feel like a warm bath for the soul. It's that moment of on a much, much deeper level.